Hello, callers. Welcome back to Viva Barca and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to discuss on the latest stories for Barca. We start with this report talking about the fact that Barca have already decided not to extend the contracts of two players. Who are those two players? We are going to discuss on that as we move ahead. Secondly, talking about Vitor Roque as the striker and his club Atletico Paranense are currently awaiting clarity over Barcelona move in January. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, as we get right into the full stories, please do ensure to subscribe. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Over the past year, Barcelona handed new contracts to several players, two of whom were veteran defenders Sergi Roberto and Marcos Alonso. Both the fullbacks were handed only a one-year extension until the summer of 2024, although with an option for an additional 12 months based on some conditions. Of course, however, as per Sport, Barcelona have already decided not to extend the contracts of both Sergio Roberto and Marcos Alonso beyond the ongoing season. Both Alonso and Roberto have seen very little action on the field during the ongoing campaign and have lost prominence within the team, even though their presence in the locker room as leaders is appreciated by Xavi and the staff. Alonso, who had seen plenty of minutes last season at left back and centre back, has found himself Alejandro Bade in the pecking order. And the arrival of Inigo Martinez has meant that Xavi does not count on him to be a left-footed centre back option. As for Roberto, the Barca captain is behind summer signing Joao Cancelo and Ronald Araujo in the order of preference, while the competition in midfield is also intense. Of course, the report claims that even though the Catalans have practically made the decisions already, the situations of both players will be assessed more thoroughly after the January transfer window. However, as things stand, this could prove to be the final season at Barcelona for both Sergio Roberto and Marcos Alonso. In fact, the reigning La Liga champions are already scouring the market for possible replacements at both right back and left back. Of course, Barcelona um, are trying to get things right, you know, at the January transfer window or maybe after that in terms of players' futures, players that are not seeing much importance. The likes of Sergio Roberto, of course, who is the captain of Barca, which for me I think is really controversial because hardly do we see Sergio Roberto. He's not even a first team player. In fact, he's not a starting 11 player, but yet he's the first choice captain, which have never been seen before, honestly. But when we look at it, the truth is he doesn't deserve to be at Barca for a long time again. Roberto was not even supposed to be at Barca. Had it not been Xavi Hernandez who came and said, look, please extend this guy's contract. He's still an important player for us. In fact, Roberto was supposed to be out. And many people were asking, what have Xavi really seen that he's putting pressure on Barca to the level where Barca successfully extended the contract? But still yet, he's not, even when the Roberto is available and fit, how many times do we see him play games? How many times do we see him play games? That's it. So for me, I don't even see any reason. That is why the contract that he has now, because Barca added him just 1 year contract, right? So which means that he will likely leave because his contract expires at the end of the season, and Xavi Hernandez, from all indications, will not interfere again. Of course, Roberto is even not in a better shape. Currently, he is an injured player. He was injured, and even when he's fit and available, he does not even look like he has any chance to be playing regularly. especially as the manager has some good backups in the role that Roberto can play. But still, yet he is the first choice captain. But let's see, for Alonso's case, also very similar to that. Alonso have seen reduced prominence, unlike last season where we saw Alonso playing on some handful of games and Barca just extended his contract ASAP. But look at the way the reality now shows. We are not even seeing anything like it's going to work out for Alonso. He doesn't. When even given the chance, Alonso does not prove it. He does not. So I don't see the essence of keeping him, because it's 1 year contract extension, which means it expires at the end of the season, which therefore means he is very much likely to depart the club ASAP. So let's see how it goes, as Barcelona are already, I think they've already decided on what they will likely do at the end of the season when it comes to the futures of these two Spaniards. Then on to the final story of discussion. Barcelona are transitioning to a younger team, with the defense and midfield now primarily boasting players in their early 20s. The forward department has seen change too, with the likes of Lamine Yamal and Joao Felix taking prominence this season. The center forward department, however, continues to lag behind. Barcelona are without proper backup for Lewandowski and are forced to deploy Ferran Torres and a striker last month when the Pole was unavailable. Of course, Barcelona's only long-term solution for the number 9 position as it stands is Vitor Roque. The young Brazilian sensation has made headlines this season for his high-quality performances with Atlético Paranaense and has already signed a contract with the Blaugranas. Financial fair play troubles impeded his move to Catalonia last summer, with the initial idea being that he would join Barcelona 1 year later. Yet, the Spanish outfit now sees his arrival in winter to be feasible and are working towards that. According to reports from Mundo Deportivo, Roque and Atlético Paranaense are waiting for Barcelona to inform them whether or not the striker make the move in January. The green light from Joan Laporta can fast-track the move if the finances permit. Reports suggest that Barca would need the FFP margin of around 13 to 14 million euros to register Vitor Roque in January, but the club are mulling over the possibility of signing a new pivot midfielder instead, pushing the teenager's arrival to next summer. So, according to a recent report, Barcelona are uncertain about when they should bring the Brazilian into the dynamics. January remains the best option, for it would allow Lewy to be rested often and give the youngster enough time to adapt, yet the finances are complicated. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.